Dr. Neil Tzur, hi, good morning.
Good morning.
So, CTO and co-founder of Askit, let's start from the beginning. What was the original goal when you built Askit, and what are you discovering that maybe even surprised you?
Wow, that was a lot, a lot. That's a lot. So Askit started from when AI came to our life, and suddenly me and my co-founder Lotan, each from their own perspective, started to think, wait, we can use this as an engine that if you give it the correct fuel, then you can actually model humans, and not just a specific human. Actually, more what we are doing is model the aggregates, how the audiences, entire audiences, actually have preferences, how to align the synthetic audiences with real audiences. So that's how things started.
What did you discover?
So we have the context of the IRGC
Of the Iran, of
right now that
course,
we're
of the
talking
Iran
about.
issue.
Maybe I'll give just one example before that of why it actually works. We can do it through the physics analogy or the more comedy analogy. We'll do the physics and we'll see. A good way to think of it is a river. So predicting a single molecule is really hard. You need a lot of information. It's really chaotic, really random. But when you aggregate or try to predict the movement of the river, this is much more easier because the interactions between the molecules that create this kind of shared patterns, and this actually allows you to create predictions. This is exactly what happens in society, in groups. So at the individual level, we are really random or very chaotic, and it's really hard to predict a single person decision and preferences. But because we interact with one another, we synchronize, we share information, this allows us to actually predict a group's preferences, decisions, and so on. So
And now
in
we're
this case,
getting
in
to the
IR
Iran issue. What did you discover via Askit?
Right. So we created synthetic audiences of real 122 IRGC generals, and we asked a few questions. The top bottom lines that I should point. One was about the question of who would be after Khamenei when he's gone, whatever the reason might be. And the most interesting thing is that clergy, this model of the senior religious cleric as the next in line, actually for the IRGC generals is dead. They are not for that path. So this is the normal path that currently the framework of Iran regime should work towards, but they less than 1% actually voted for that. What they voted most was around 69% was for an IRGC general, which also might be, of course, an ex-IRGC general. It's not necessarily a current. And after that, with around 29% was Khamenei's son, which makes sense if you think that many of those generals have their office come from a direct decision of Khamenei. So there's some political alignment there and when you look inside their reasoning, because we can see not just the decisions, but also how they made that decision, you can actually see that the Khamenei's son is considered by those generals that picked that as an option as a symbolization of the continuity of a revolutionary future and revolutionary principle, which for me, I find it a bit conflicting because in terms of religious Islam, you say, okay, the religion should be top priority, but here it's more a dynasty approach. And the generals, on the other hand, are very looking for a leader that can lead, that has the abilities. And this in the context of what happened in the past year in Iran, the unrest in January,
Yes.
the water shortages, the Israel-Iran war that was, had its own effect.
So,
It makes sense that in this time of crisis, they actually prefer, someone that actually can do the job. And by the way, during those times, the Iran-Israeli war, and also in the unrest, IRGC
Yes.
did take over.
And this seems to confirm what many think and agree about. And you come from a military background, Dr. Tzur. How did that experience shape the way ASKit was designed?
So ASKit is, I should point out, it's not, we are currently, we only, our product is for marketing campaign, for optimization. We are not going for the politics or intelligence. This is not our ICP. So this is mostly what we are doing here is a few things. First, as Israelis, it's something that, it's bothers us. Like I was just the other day was trying to think, should I say to my son that there might be sirens during the night? Because, okay. Of course, as someone that also comes from a background of physics, but also international relations, this concept of what's going on there is really important to us. And also, again, another thing that got us to do this test and project, again, it's not our product, it's just science communication. Because right now we're in a situation that entire groups, audiences can actually be modeled with with unprecedented performance, and it changes how things would play out in terms of how organization would work, campaigns and all sort of things. So this allows us to say, listen, we can say something about people that can never be interviewed, and through that actually say, okay, there's some change in the technology and the way that we understand society or the audiences that we try to
So are we
communicate with.
entering a new era where AI can understand and perhaps even anticipate leaders' decision better than traditional intelligence methods?
So it's interesting because first of all, in intelligence, if you know your enemy better than himself, you would win, right? So that makes sense. If you can better model the enemy, that definitely gives you an edge. Right now, I would definitely look at this. So let's try to first understand the society, because I think we don't even understand ourselves. Even Israeli society don't really understand itself. So I would look first for the, kind of the positive impacts for that, for understanding society that we actually want them to, for example, join the workforce, maybe improve all these kind of decisions that are not made, and we try to kind of pivot them towards something that's more healthier. All these kind of things are positive, and we definitely can do that. And I think we are getting to that. And a good way of thinking about what's going on right now, what is this tipping point, is that 10 years ago, we couldn't even think of this. And in 10 years' time, it feels that it's inevitable. Like, regardless of ASKit, it just would be, right?
Yeah. Dr. Onen Tzur, thank you so much for this insights. Thank you.